In this video, we're going to talk about Pengu or Pudgy penguins, look at some of its recent price action, as well as the important support and resistance areas and where we can expect Pengu's price to go in the coming days and weeks. Pengu is a coin that I have covered many times on this channel already in the previous weeks, and what we can see here very clearly on the weekly chart is that we have broken down below this trend line that I have drawn in previous videos. We have very clearly broken down below it, and it seems like Pengu has just been dumping without any stop for the past few months from about July. Really just non-stop downside pressure for Pengu and no sign of recovery in sight. The next support area for us to look at is this low from June at around 0.008. In the last few months, Pengu went all the way from about 4.5 cents all the way down to less than 1 cent. An absolutely brutal dump if you've been a heavy Pengu holder, but in hindsight, this does seem pretty obvious honestly. Most altcoins, especially ones as fragile as small market cap meme coins like Pengu, cannot sustain a rally for a very long period of time, and Pengu had an absolutely incredible rally for a few weeks right here, and it basically got rejected from exactly the previous all-time high from back when the coin was launched in late 2024. So this sort of dump getting rejected after a few weeks of parabolic moves right at the previous all-time high for a meme coin is not unusual at all. The next support area, as I said, is this one from this low back in June. The support area is not that strong at all. We have really only hit it once, so I can say that it is a very strong support area. But if Bitcoin starts actually getting a sustained relief rally heading all the way back above 100k, then Pengu could actually react to this support area and start heading all the way back up towards this trend line, which would be the next significant resistance area. But even if Bitcoin does continue its relief rally, if it's not that strong, then Pengu will likely actually continue to struggle. As you can see on the chart, Pengu has been just continuing to dump no matter what's going on with the rest of the crypto market. Even back in October, when Bitcoin was actually rallying and heading towards new all-time highs and getting its new all-time high back on October 6th, Pengu was still dumping, obviously not as strongly as it has been since Bitcoin started dumping as well, but Pengu has been very weak for months now, and for Pengu to really bottom and start rallying, I think that Bitcoin would need to have a very significant move, and just a slight recovery is not going to be enough. So I think that even if Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market do well, if they just chop around or don't rally by a very significant amount, then Pengu will most likely, in my opinion, just continue even lower and actually get its significant support from down here at this area of about closer to half a cent. This is a much stronger support area that we've actually hit twice. This is basically the all-time low for Pengu, and I think that that is a more likely outcome, that we see Bitcoin continuing to struggle, maybe continuing its relief rally a little bit while Pengu continues to dump, and then once Pengu reaches this more significant support area and Bitcoin also gets a more significant rally, then we might start seeing Pengu actually getting a more parabolic move like we saw it do a couple of times in the past. I think this is a more likely outcome, but of course a rally for Pengu could actually happen earlier. If Bitcoin just starts pumping very hard, then Pengu and basically the entire crypto market will likely follow it, at least to some extent. But in general, I'm expecting most altcoins, especially the low market cap ones like Pengu, to lag behind Bitcoin and not do so well, at least in the coming weeks. Usually for these types of coins, for coins like meme coins to start doing well, we need to see an insane period of euphoria in the market. These coins usually don't just pump when the market is stale and not doing so well. For a coin like Pengu to start doing well, we would need to see retail coming back to the market, and this could only happen really if Bitcoin starts approaching new all-time highs, getting a parabolic move followed by Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market. And right now, while Bitcoin is struggling, while there are concerns of a bear market, I don't think that meme coins like Pengu will do very well. And even in the meme coin market, Pengu specifically, in terms of price structure, is not looking that great. So I don't think it's looking like a good time for Pengu. I don't think it's great because it's a small market cap meme coin, and I also don't think it's great in terms of price structure. So I would personally avoid Pengu at the moment. I think it would probably be a better option if we head all the way down to this support area that I have talked about at around 0.4 cents, I think it is, getting closer to this low, or maybe later on if we see a more significant recovery by Bitcoin and Ethereum crossing 5K, which is very far away right now. But if that does happen, then there is a much better chance of smaller coins starting to outperform the larger coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But at the moment, it's really not looking like the case, in my opinion. Of course, this isn't financial advice, and that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it and you want more updates about Pengu as well as other meme coins, altcoins, and the entire crypto market, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.